everyone, good day. It's Friday. It's time for Final Fantasy. Please feel free to come on in, have a drink, sit back, relax. We'll get started momentarily. Hope everyone is doing well. Hoping your Friday is off to a great start. Mine's off to a rainy start, but hey, that's okay. As long as it doesn't get too humid afterwards, we'll be good. Just getting everybody all settled in. And kitty cat is my one of my cats is just ready and getting settled in, I think, for his afternoon nap. So yeah, just give me a moment. What we'll do is we'll just switch on over and we'll get started. Hoping to finish up the rest of patch 4.4 today, and then getting a head start on 4.5. I don't think... I'm not certain as to whether I'll be able to finish all of 4.5 today. I don't think I'll be getting to 4.55. I don't think that's going to be possible at all. But if we can get to that point, so in that way, next week we can start on 4.55, that would be awesome. That would be really good. And then once we finish off with 4.55, it'll be off to Shadowbringers. Yeah. Holy crap. So yeah, just give me a minute. What we'll do is we'll transition on over and we'll get started. And there we go. Hello, hello, hello. So, last time we were here, we had Y'shtola giving Magni the burn of his life, and Sadu laughing all the while. It was pretty grand, truth be told. So let's just see what we've got next. So next we've got the call. So we're going from the burn to the call. So what's... oh, plus we get an emote. Endure. Okay. Hey, Hitten. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you as well. So yeah, just getting started. You came in at a very good time. We have the requisite consent. 'Tis time to put Nama's power to use. If the ether flows as planned, all that remains is to have the Ironworks engineers do their work at the ruins. Come, let us return to the House of the Crooked Coin. Yeah, we're just working on trying to have some defense for the folks of Doma. Let the hype begin. Yes, let the hype begin indeed. Definitely let the hype begin. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'll ever get used to how glorious this game looks, especially at nighttime with all the stars. I wish I could see this sort of thing in real life, but it's not something that I get a chance to see. Too much light pollution where I am, so I don't really get the chance to see the stars. So it was the House of the Crooked Coin, right? Oh, so that's actually... why was I thinking House of the Fierce? I don't know. But yeah, how's your day going so far? Any plans? I know for myself, I don't have a huge amount of plans. Or at least, not that I'm aware of right now. Well, save for some cleanup and just some other regular stuff to do. But yeah, looking forward to eventually getting to Shadowbringers. That'll be fun. I shall begin at once. You may wish to step back. Okay, that is what we'll do. That is what we'll do. Ooh. Ooh, that is rather cool. That is very neat looking. Yeah, my jaw's dropping too. Oh, goodness. Shola? There's one thing that I do want to make mention of, but I think I'll wait until after the cutscene is done. Oh, jeez. Oh, Victor.
Did it work?
Hope so.
It did. Ether may flow freely to the burn once more.
Yay! Success! Good job. Oh, just give me a moment. I'm gonna let this play and let me listen. Victor, fine. Didn't mean to step away from the screen for that long. Definitely not for that long. But, unfortunately, Victor decided that it was time to leave the room, so that and he decided to hide. And didn't necessarily want to be leaving the room for a minute, so it took me a bit to escort him out. I do not pretend to understand what you did, Y'shtola, but you did it. Thanks to you, and Elise, of course, we have taken a momentous step towards securing our defenses. Now, as much as I believe a rest is in order, we should probably make haste back to the Enclave. Agreed. The others may already return from their mission, and I would know how things stand. As would I. Without further ado, then. And off they go. Maybe? Oh, they just want to say hello to me and then saunter off? Okay. The thought that I had, and it... I'm sure other people will probably mention this too, is the whole situation regarding Y'shtola. Because she went into the live stream, for lack of a better word, and then came out, and she came out blind, and what Matoya said to her was that she's shortening her life force because she's seeing using ether, I think. I'm not quite sure if that was the correct terminology or not, but it seems like Y'shtola is basically living the best life, and that sort of idea of her shortening her lifespan because she's using ether to see and everything, it seems like nothing's really come of that, or they just threw that out the window. And it just makes me wonder as well, is like, okay, why bother having this sort of situation mentioned when you're just going to leave it there and nothing really comes of it? It just seems rather odd, or I guess they don't really want to do anything with Y'shtola's character in... I wouldn't say offing her, but not losing her in any way or not, because she's a favorite of many people. But it just seems odd that they've just decided to go that route. What's that? Oh gosh. I saw something pop in and then I just teleported. I wonder if it was like a ranked mob or something. But in any event, I digress. Ah, there we go. Lincoln Guardsman. Lord Hien is expecting you. May I show you in? Yes, sure. Please. Thank you. And now we've got everything done. And yeah, then the frame rate drops. Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take it all went well on the Azim step. Indeed, we have secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Good. Tataru and I have commissioned Garlean Ironworks to ensure that the field generators function as they should. A team of engineers stand ready to set out for the burn at a moment's notice. You need only say the word. Yeah, in addition to being a fan favorite, she's kind of like become the series' canonical main NPC. Yeah, so they really can't do much with that particular plot point, I guess. She is the Final Fantasy XIV character that appears in Dissidia first. Okay. It just seems, I don't know, odd that they throw out that option. It's like, oh, there's this going on, but then they never make mention of it again. I thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. The minute of the arrangement you may leave to me. So whether they intended it or not, they're kind of limited in what they can do. Yeah. Is that like I hate the girl or anything? Far from it. It just seems a little odd that they just threw it out there and then never made mention of it again. It doesn't exist. Which leaves the small matter of our alliance. So, Yugiri and Hakuro, how fared you with our neighbors? My lord, all the factions we approached are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many responded positively to talking an alliance. From Hingashi to Suino Sato, however, we received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in conflict. It just was we expected then. Well, there is naught to be done about it. We must focus on the rest. To each of the nations that were amenable to an alliance, I will personally send a missive. And once I've attended to that, I believe we have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses. For the time being, at least. All of which means I may leave the meeting in Alamigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri, Hakuro, if you would be so kind to hold the fort in my absence? And my friends, we could have not achieved so much in so little time without your help. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Till the meeting, then. And hello to everyone who is joining us. Welcome, welcome. Please feel free to come on in and chat it up as well. I took the liberty of asking Thancred to attend as well. He should have arrived in the Alamigan quarter by now. Then let us not keep him waiting, shall we? Yes, we shall. So, like I was mentioning to Hitten here, what we're doing is we're just finishing up the last little bits of Requiem. No, this Requiem. We're going into Requiem. Prelude in Violet. And I'm thinking that we should be able to get to the 4.5 patch today, but we probably won't be completing it, unfortunately. I doubt I'll have enough time to finish everything. But yeah, we're gonna see what we can do to move ever closer towards Shadowbringers. And so the Alamigan quarter. There we go. And we'll get there momentarily. And yes, looking forward to getting to the newer, one of the more new expansions. Well, sort of. Not really. It'd be still a fair bit behind, but getting there ever closer indeed. Okay, so this way, and should be able to get around to where I need to be shortly. Ah, there we are. I think. Yes. There's Thancred. Seems reasonable that wherever you leave off today, you can finish 4.55 next stream. Oh, fantastic! Ooh, that'll be good. I have an idea as to what I want to do for the start of Shadowbringers. It's going to be a bit of a change. But what I will do is I'm just going to see what I can arrange, run some tests, and if all goes well, I'll post something in the community area just to give everybody a heads up as to what I'm thinking. Ishola has told me all, and I am duly told Eorzea and Kryle. Kryle in particular was concerned about Alphinaud, but I assured her that everything that can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own tasks for the time being on the condition that I contact her the moment there is any development. Hey Willow, good to see you, good to see you! So that leaves the four of us to attend the council. Arnvald is here to assist with security, incidentally, though the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task. Another one missing Alphinaud, I suspect. But it's almost time. As soon as you are ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. Welcome, welcome, Willow. It's good to see you as well. What we're going to do is just speak to this guard here and see how the meeting goes. Hopefully it's not too long and too boring of a meeting. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Welcome to Alamigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you to the meeting chamber? Upon proceeding to the Royal Palace, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh no. By the way, is it possible that last Saturday there wasn't a persona? Yeah, there wasn't an episode last Saturday, because at that point I was still recovering, so to speak, from jet lag, and I didn't have the ability to record and edit in enough time, because normally what happens with Persona episodes, they are available to Patreon supporters and Ko-fi supporters first, and that's usually on Wednesdays, and then I release it to the general public on Saturdays. But again, since the previous week I was away, and then had a big huge like 1 to 2 day travel day to get back home, I didn't have the time nor the energy, unfortunately, to record and edit. So that's the reason why there was nothing there. There will be an episode as per usual this Saturday, and moving forward we should be on the regular schedule though. I do apologize, but yeah, it was just very... I wasn't expecting certain things to hit me as hard physically, because that was just the furthest I'd ever traveled. No, hope you're feeling better now. Yeah, I think I'm back, my body's back to the regular schedule. There was a lot of time zone changes for me, which were pretty extensive, which I never really dealt with before, so it was kicking my ass, so to speak. I'm going to an Oban Nocturne in the Japanese gardens of Hasla tomorrow. Oh, enjoy, enjoy! Yeah, I heard that it's coming up to Oban, or it's maybe going on in Japan right now. Because I remember when, was it for Shinkansen tickets in July, they were fine, but then they're saying for August, during certain periods, you had to reserve rather than just jumping on the Shinkansen. I digress, I digress. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety, of course. And I'm going to be wearing a cut. Ooh, very nice. Very nice indeed. Again, please enjoy for me. Both nervous and excited. I can understand that completely. I would be too.
Mistress Lise, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Doma, at your service.
Aw,
Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
this is so cool.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of
Maybe
the Seventh
something
Dawn have
traditional
played in bringing
Japanese is
all of us
super young.
together.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll
In
be fine.
times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
With apologies to Lord Hien and Mistress Alisaie, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
Oh gosh, the banquet. Yeah.
The day I lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Alphinaud. Would that the lad could be with us.
Yeah, that would have been nice, but unfortunately, he's missing right now.
I too owe my presence here to Alphinaud, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
Come, friends, let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the east.
I must admit, he is pretty cool looking. He is very cool looking.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlean, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
Probably not going to happen though. Not with Garlean. I can't see it
The
happening.
Empire will not so easily change its ways.
Yeah.
If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations.
I still like her old voice actress. I wish I
But
had
while
her
we
back.
lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Scions.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear.
You know the old lady.
The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
That's a good question. Do you have an
While
idea?
I see the wisdom in targeting the Scions, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic: subterfuge.
You have an idea?
I think he does, otherwise he wouldn't
Speak
be
your mind,
speaking
Master
up.
Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. we dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
Will that work, though?
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
But at the risk of sounding stupid, would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
Yeah, that's my concern, though. Granted, I'm
Ordinarily
pretty
not.
slow as well.
But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire.
Oh, okay.
Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
So you want them to have a civil war?
Just as a war of succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
Huh.
A war
Well, they'll
which
turn
raged
the
until
attention
but
away
recently,
from
plunging
Eorzea,
the
that's for
Imperial
sure.
house into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne.
Oh, no worries.
It
I
is no
appreciate that you were
coincidence
able
one
to
of
come by,
Varys'
though, Willow.
first
Thank
acts as
you.
Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent. Family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however. There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second war of succession.
No.
I am no stranger to
I am what I
infiltrating
am,
Imperial territory.
but I am grateful
With a team of
for you
operatives
coming by
gathered
and
from among the
for
Alliance's
Hitton
finest,
coming by and
the plan
anybody
should
else who
have a
comes by
reasonable
to
chance of success.
enjoy the game with me.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
Well, I do have a griffin
I'm for
mount.
Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Eorzea and test the Empire's unity.
I managed to get it when they had like a sale on
It was
digital
his plot
collector
that
editions. I
scuttled
think it was.
Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why,
I was
then,
able
if
to
we
get some
can
older ones.
eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge,
Yeah,
that we
I
may
already beat
one
up a
day
griffin
lay
boss,
down
yes.
our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
Sounds like there's a good. What?
That way. Sorrow.
What the hell's going on? Huh?
History must be changed.
Uh-huh. Who is this? I don't understand. Your voice I don't recognize. Who is this?
Ahead looms a calamity. Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life.
Oh, this is just really trippy with the way they do the
Twin
effect.
dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
Twin dooms.
What's the matter?
Oh gosh, so disorienting.
There's a voice.
Yeah.
Spies in our midst.
I have no
Nay,
idea what
I
the hell's
sense no
going on.
such
All I know is this
presence.
freaking trippy.
Let expanse
Oh,
contract.
take care, Willow.
Eon
Have a
become
good day.
instant.
Enjoy the
Through
festival.
wide the gates that we may pass.
Gates? What? Oh god, that was trippy. That made my head hurt. Truth be told, that made my head hurt. Wait,
Is it over?
Thancred, are you okay?
Master Thancred!
Oh god, what the hell?
12 for Fend.
He's not dead, is he?
Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready.
Okay, so he's not dead, but something happened to him?
Swiftly!
Oh my gosh. Is he okay?
Master Thancred remains in slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
Wait, he's asleep?
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
Gods, that only makes it worse.
Yeah.
You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
Yeah, but I don't want Thancred to be hurt.
In gifting us a course of
much.
action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Now, the matter of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Sure.
Alisaie and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache.
Yeah.
As if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
Yeah, and the whole trippiness effect, and that hurt my head a hell of a lot.
So
yeah,
in
the
between
headache
voice
thing
and the
is,
pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely.
The same thing. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Called.
What? Who can do that?
Called.
Is this an Ascian thing?
I myself examined Thancred.
Uh-huh. And what'd you find?
Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul.
So his soul was taken or well, they said called out. Where'd it go to?
That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether. A consequence of his prior possession by the Ascian Elehayyme.
Okay, that makes sense.
The owner of the voice, whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But
if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
Where?
I know not. Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Are we talking another Ascian here?
Forgive us,
that
niece.
comes to mind.
But may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
As if you had to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend. Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you,
We'll do our
Lise.
best.
As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with. Nor can we discount the possibility of Ascian involvement.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
Absolutely. I just hope we can wake him up. Now, a couple things came to mind. So after I was having this lovely, weird situation, where there was that voice calling out, I don't recognize the voice. Usually I like to think I'm pretty good at recognizing voices, so it's not somebody I've heard before. Or if it is somebody I have heard before, it's like somebody I haven't heard in a good long while. The other thing too is that it looks like the hope the meeting's not too long before. Yeah, that's the comment. Oh my god, I was so wrong. I was definitely so wrong with that. But the other thing that came to mind too is that while I was having this whole experience, Alisaie was affected, Yashol was affected, Thancred was affected. Well, myself as well. But Emmerich, Hien, Kane Senna, Raubon, and Merweb were not. And it didn't seem like Lise was affected either. So whoever has this ability is only going after active scions? Or at least that's what I think. Well, Lisa's sort of a scion, but she's not really an active scion. She's now managing Alamigo along with Raubon. Or they're just going after people on one side of the table? And as to who's doing it, the only thing that's popping in my mind at this point is that it's an Ascian. I can't think of anybody else who has these sort of abilities, and they said it's not... Well, they're saying that it didn't seem to be like a poison or anything like that. I can't see as to how the Garleans are doing it, because if they're doing it that way, oh crap, I'm really scared about them. Oh, just so many questions. But yeah, I was totally wrong. You're right, Hien. I was, Hitim, I was totally wrong in saying, yeah, I hope it's not too long and boring. It was anything but. That's for sure. I just tried to call Urianshe on his link pearl. He didn't respond, but I dare to hope that he possesses some knowledge we do not. Ah, Urianshe. Something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapsed. A disembodied voice suddenly started... What? But that's... we should talk about this in person. All right, we'll meet you there. That was Urianshe. You heard the voice too? Okay, this makes me really worried. It sounds like it's more that active scions are going after, and if that's the case, I'm worried about more people. And two, how the hell does this person have this ability? It's super duper strong. In Thanalan? As we alone were affected at the meeting, I had my suspicions. But if the voice also spoke to Urianshe, then there'd be little doubt. The scions were targeted specifically. By whom and to what end is the question. One of which we must find an answer with all possible haste. Yeah, it seems like they're targeting the scions. But why? And who? You've learned the emote Endure. Ooh, okay. Oh, let's try this out. It's emotes. Where's the Endure one? Flat. Oh, it's not one of those. Okay, it's not with that. No. Here. Victory, battle stance. Where is Endure? That's frightened. Throw. Water flip. So where's the endure one? I must be missing it. Can I... By name. There we go. Okay, so it's not that one. Oops. Ah, fudge. It's gotta be one of these then. Oh, there it is. Yes, it is. Facial expression. Yeah, thank you. Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely enduring. So, okay, next is Alisaie. Prelude and Violet. Okay, so this is the last one for this patch, for the current patch. Okay. Eorzea agreed to meet us at the Rising Stones. If any of the others heard the voice, we'll find out soon enough. Good luck. I should get back to the meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, you must let me know, alright? Promise me. Oh, we'll definitely let you know. Right. Let us be on our way. Yes, let us go to... Please return to Rising Stones. Oh! We're already here. Great! Oh, we're automatically taken here? That's fantastic. I don't need to use a Aetheryte ticket? Eorzea!
Eorzea! God, it's good to see you.
Yeah, so let's talk. Let's figure out more about this voice.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
You heard it too, then?
So we said, right? Well, so we heard on Link Pearl.
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
So we're the only ones that heard the actual words?
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Ascians doing?
I'd be thinking so. No?
That I cannot say.
Oh.
Not when so
okay.
little is known. Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
That sounds like a good plan.
To Alamigo, then, without further delay.
Let's go.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Thou referrest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
Yeah.
Well, that spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at two apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin.
Oh.
Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity.
Yeah.
But the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
So why is it being thinned out?
If the same phenomenon is being observed in multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to...
What? Oh, geez, not again.
The voice. It calleth to me once more.
Oh, geez, no. No, 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 no. Oh, geez. Oh, Eorzea?
I hear it too.
What the hell is going on? Oh, there we go.
Only you. Only you.
No! Y'shtola! Eorzean!
Throw wide the gates.
What gates? What are we talking about? Okay, it was a lot shorter this time compared to last time, which is good.
No, this can't be happening!
Oh no, Eorzean is out? And Y'shtola.
Y'shtola! Eorzean!
The
Open
2
your
for 1
eyes!
special. Oh,
Open your
crap.
eyes, I beg you!
So who's left?
Say something!
I would
Anything!
say myself.
Not again. Please!
Well, we don't
Not
know the
again.
status of Alphinaud. Because he's gone to the burn. Or he was in the burn, but now he's gone. Kryl? Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Ah, jeez. The signs are dropping like flies. They're definitely dropping like flies. Forgive me. That was an unseemly display. Happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. We have borne the 2 of them to a private chamber. But tell me, is it true that Master Thancred languishes in like state in Alamigo? I'm afraid so. Though, given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I will send word to Lise that he should be brought here. Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there is bound to know what ails our comrades, and how it may be cured. Thus will we rouse them, no matter what. That we will, Hori. That we will. But first things first. Our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? I must attend to a private matter. Oh, what's that? Oh, I promised I'd visit someone in Limsa. He's been waiting at Maelstrom Command for a while now. You should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. Maelstrom Command. Somebody wants to visit. Oh, think. Who? What? Oh! That kid. Oh, what was his name? Gabu? Was that it? Well, let me get to Limsa and see if that's right. But holy crow, yeah, the signs are dropping like flies. And just wondering as to... Am I going to fall asleep too? It makes me wonder. F Castle... There we go. And, oh, there's Alisaie. Alright. Righty. There we go. Alisaie. As you probably guessed, it's Gabu we come to see. Okay, so it was Gabu. The private here will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can. And after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit him again. It's difficult to explain.
Here he is, my lady.
Oh yeah, I can put those things down. Oh, Gaboo.
Gaboo,
Poor kid.
it's been too long.
He doesn't deserve this. Poor Gaboo. Oh. Oh.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting.
Oh.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, my heart. Oh, jeez.
We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphinaud and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet.
I'm sure he appreciates
You
it,
know,
though.
With the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. That was a
I was
beautiful
feeling pretty low
cutscene.
back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones.
But now you feel all alone now because you've got people who have
like now.
fallen asleep. And your brother's missing. Hello and welcome to the stream.
I've seen my
Please
share
feel free
of
to come
trouble
in and
since coming
join
to
us.
Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
Oh, jeez. Alisaie. You still have me. You don't have to bear this burden alone. I like the second answer a lot more than the first one. It just feels like it gives more of an option of just trying to give a little bit more comfort rather than just saying you still have me, because that one just seems like more focusing in on yes, me, but I think there's more than that. So you don't have to bear this burden alone. There's other people here too.
No, I don't. You're right. It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Oh, it's just that you're feeling down, and I understand that completely.
Well, that's more than enough brooding for one day. Come on.
We all need to brood
We
every
have
once
friends
in a while.
to save.
Gotta figure out how to do that. Oh. Oh, Gaboo. Oh, that was so touching. And it was nice to see as well some development for Alisaie too. She's really grown on me as a character since first meeting her in Realm Reborn. She's sassy, yes, but it's nice to see that she's just showing some of the other sides of her too. Let's return to the Rising Stones and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. Okay, let's head back to the Rising Stones. Pray return to the Rising Stones. Gosh, that was... I don't have one of those tickets, so... It's, Horizon, right? Yeah. I think it's that one. Yes, Yutan, you're right. I'm gonna try to see if I can get that working and good to go. Or this. Oh, wrong place. I went wrong place. Gosh. This one, right? Nope. No. Crap. How do I get to... There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna work to get my camera working for the, as you say, the Not Sad expansion. I want to see if I can get like a separate camera compared to what I have right now on my system. It's not that great. But I do want to see if I can get something in place for that, so that way it's looking a lot better for the overall image and quality. I just don't know as to if that's going to bring things down even more or not, frame rate wise. We'll have to see, or just try and see as to how many drop frames and everything. We'll see. But yeah, I want to get that up and running for the Not Sad expansion. I did some thinking on the way back, and I think Corey is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I'll begin by reaching out to the myriad of guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, Grandfather and Minfilia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues too. We'll find a way to save everyone. Mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days. Some of it for the good, some not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who search for Alphinaud to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire, they march on in face of great adversity, bearing heavy burdens. Everyone is playing their part, and so must I. You have your own part to play, I know, and it's bigger than most. So I won't keep you. Just promise that you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when you do. Oh. That is so hopeful. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, what's happening? Oh, Xenos. And Varus?
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear.
Rawr.
A word from your Radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart.
Now will Varus do it?
Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool.
Elidibus.
When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate? Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave. Father.
Oh, come on, you're not... Even the voice sounds a little different. Varys, what will you do?
I should be the one to sigh.
Who are you? New voice, who's this? And you're not the same voice that I keep on hearing. It's a different one.
I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then thanks to Lahabrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back.
You're an... Who?
Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery.
Introduce yourself, please?
Now, my dearest grandson,
Wait,
let
what?
me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms.
I thought you died.
You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern.
Okay, I'm thoroughly confused.
Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices
So you know
as
about the
emissaries
Ascians?
seldom err.
Are you an Ascian too?
If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it.
Again, I thought Solus Galvus was dead.
Oh dear. Have I touched a nerve?
Oh no, is it? Are you like
an easy one
being
to
puppeted by
read.
another? Is this like another
I
body being
pity
puppeted by another
you,
Ascian
I
or something?
do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know. The founding father was an Ascian.
Oh my
and
God.
he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos.
What?
Don't take it personally. I merely do my duty.
So...
To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power. And there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns.
Oh my god, my mind is like all over
To
the
that
place right now.
end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork, paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
Wait, why? What? Oh my...
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Mark me, Ascian.
Okay.
Man is the master of his own destiny.
So, don't they come back? They can, unless their crystals are destroyed? Yeah.
Such a waste of time and energy. Both yours and mine. Lest you forget, you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you, pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand. Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
What? I thought his goal was just to stop summoning. Like, for the Empire to stop the icons from being summoned, etc. Oh gosh. Meanwhile, the resistance encampment somewhere in the Empire. Oh, I'm being thrown around all over the place. Oh, Alphinaud. At least you're still awake. Hmm? Oh yeah, and he's with Shadowhunter and Shadowhunter's 2 assistants. Huh? What in the world? What do you see? Oh my... What? Okay, they're all dead, but why the whole white eyes look? What the heck happened to them? Dead. All dead. Yet I see no wounds, nor any evidence of battle. Were they poisoned? No survivors. Damn them. They finally used it. Used what? The only thing I can think of is like a poison. The Empire developed an alchemical weapon in Garlean, a gas. Black Rose it was called, and to breathe it is to breathe your last. Oh. And that did this? I thought the project abandoned, and its vile fruit destroyed, but naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. So what does this weapon do? Fools. What do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Okay, who the heck are you? Well, we know that you're Garlean and you have a third eye. So you're going after... You're upset with your main people. Nay, wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters. The Ascians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Ascians and put an end to their plot. Oh, I love the way that, like, how the character faces look now. It's just so cool. They look so much better. So we're now dealing with more Ascians and this black rose that can kill people? How do they deploy it? And it was something that the Shadow Hunter was surprised that it was being used. So it sounds like the Shadow Hunter is somebody that knows the Garlean Empire very well. Well, he's Garlean, but... And I don't know as to whether they require everybody to serve in the Empire, like, for a long period of time, but considering he knew about all that, he's probably somebody high up there. Black Rose was mentioned very briefly in one side quest for an ether current in the fringes. Yeah, it was. I remember it briefly, but I don't remember a heck of a lot of it, though. I'll probably have to review my my notes on that one a little bit more, because I remember writing it down because it sounded really important. I'll have to check my notes later. You don't get that much detail unless you keep following that line of quests rather than stopping after the first one gives you the ether current. Okay. I may have to double check to see if I actually did the subsequent quest or if I just stopped after the one. Soul searching.
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's
Hey, it's another voice scene.
After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments.
Any luck?
But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjury.
Hmm.
Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Eorzea and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle. And Alphinaud's still missing. God, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
I'm not too sure. Seems like people are dropping like flies.
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Crowle! Yay!
Cryle! I did not think you well enough to travel.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow Scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
So was she experiencing the call too?
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Cryle. We would welcome your insight.
She hasn't said anything about it, so I don't know.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphinaud heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the Studium?
No, tell me, please.
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
Oh my gosh. That was cute. Oh gosh, that was great. Thank you for that interpretation.
Well, that particular grand pronouncement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault. But I'm worried he was too fixated
yeah,
on
I
his
haven't
goals
unlocked
to see the dangers,
Eureka
as
yet,
has
unfortunately.
happened before.
You needn't be so concerned.
Hey, Greg.
Though his values remain the
Good
same,
to see you.
Alphinaud is not the
Welcome.
blinkered boy he
Hope you're
once
doing well.
was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone.
Almost. Just starting 4.5 today.
A certain someone
So
whom
soon.
he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh?
Oh, don't worry, Crowell. Your secret's safe with me.
Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me.
Certainly. I wonder what she'll find out. Oh? So what's a good word?
All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep.
But they're not.
Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
Yeah, well, Kana-sana said something about called.
Yes. The elder Seed Seer made a similar observation.
Yeah.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes?
Yeah. Had this really trippy feeling.
If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So we have
I
to
wasn't
go
around for
see...
that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
No. We have to see Matoya, though.
No, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to
Yeah.
try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So I suggest we pay her a visit.
Oh, how's she gonna take the news as to what happened to Y'shtola? Oh, this is not gonna be good. This is not gonna be good. I just wonder as to how she's gonna take the news. I really wonder. Okay. Middleshire. There we go. Yeah, welcome, Greg. It's good to see you. And off we go to see Matoya. I don't know if I'll be able to, because normally for example, for today, I have a little bit over an hour, and I don't think I'll be able to do it that way. But what I would like to try to do, perhaps, is, from what Hinton mentioned, sounds like I might be able to finish Stormblood next stream. So what we'll do is we'll do that next week. I don't know how long that's going to take me, so I may need to extend the stream, or the stream might be a little bit shorter than usual, because I just don't want to be starting off Stormblood part way. Not Stormblood, Shadowbringers part way. I'm getting tongue-tied. But yeah, we'll see as to how things go. So yeah, we'll see as to how much we'll be able to do this stream to prepare for next week. Okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's much easier to see. Sometimes, unfortunately, the weather effects make it really hard to see. Please do keep Alphinaud's little speech to yourself. He can be awfully sensitive at times. Yes. Yes, he can. I heard Master Matoya was something of a recluse, but this seems, extreme. Still, I'll happily overlook her eccentricities if she agrees to help us. Oh, I'm sure she'll help us because, well, she really cares for Y'shtola. But again, I'm just worried about it. Oh, it's gonna be voiced? I wonder.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems.
I love Matoya. I love her voice. She's just so sweet. Aww.
Oh, I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
Jeez.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
There we go.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
Oh, you're gonna break the news? Okay, thank goodness it's not me breaking it. I don't know how I would.
And Stoller is one of the afflicted, is she?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
Oh, Matoya, I love you so much. She's so sweet. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Happy to have you, and we're just having fun with Matoya. Feel free to chat as well. Always happy to chat with some new folks.
Right. Let us see what we can see.
We're all friendly
I'll
folks
begin
here.
from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
Let's see what you can find, Krell. What do you see? What's wrong?
What is it? Did you find them?
I don't think so, based on her face.
Wait, this doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
What?
How is what possible? Kryle, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
Huh.
Could the ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods!
Well, I'm not necessarily a big streamer, Hiten, so I wasn't necessarily expecting a lot of people. With what I get, I'm happy to have people join me along.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
But where?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question now, isn't it?
Isn't it, girl?
Yeah.
Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
Hmm.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking.
I was just worried a few moments ago that they were looking around at everyone. I was thinking, oh gosh, we're going to be called again.
Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our way.
Oh, now what's going on?
That was Lise. Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphinaud left with, is one of them.
Oh, good. So we're gonna get an update about Alphinaud. Good.
I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
Go,
Now do what we need to do.
Go. You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
Ain't that the truth?
I'll do some
Ain't that the
digging in
truth?
the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search. Let's be off then.
Off we go like a herd of turtles. Oh,
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
huh. Well, there's all the bit about magic becoming thin.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Eorzea were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether.
Yeah.
It seems to be happening all over.
Does it now? And here I was all set to play my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse, clogging up the Thaliac.
Oh, Matoya, don't ever change. Don't ever change.
Something has gone awry. Still, there's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that, Greg. You just not finding the energy to be able to play Dawn Trail, or just needing a different systems? Well, it sounds like it sounds like there is the comment about different system needed, but I know for myself it's been sometimes a little bit hard to find the energy to play, but I think that's also due to various other factors though too. So that was the woman who tamed Y'shtola. I had a distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scruff of my neck and having the nonsense shaking out of me. When Alphinaud gets back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tale she has of grandfather. Oh, that would be actually very interesting to see, the different tales that she has of with Louisoix. Yeah, more likely to... okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I hear you there. Well, hopefully you might be able to find the energy to play again might come back to you at some point. If not, I'm sure for now, just enjoy whatever that you're doing these days, and maybe you'll find the energy to come back at some point or another. Doesn't sound like the game's going to be going much of anywhere, save for getting new expansions, but that just means more stuff to play. Vector's tidings. I almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us. But it can't be bad news, can it? Lise would have said, unless... there's no point speculating. Lise said she'd notified the guards of our coming, so we should head straight to the palace gate in the Alamigan quarter. I'll be praying for good news. Know what you can about Alphinaud's plight, and leave the search for our friends' lost souls to me. Yes. We'll leave that to you, Kryle, and in the meantime we'll go to the Alamigan quarter. And yeah, just wondering as to what's happened with their souls now. We know they've been called, but we don't exactly know where they've been called to. So that's a big mystery, and it sounds like there's more Garleans running amok in Garlemald. So just a whole lot going on, and everything coming to a head. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I think I can go this way. At least I'm hoping I can. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And here, and there. Yes. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Greetings, Scions. The commander told me to expect you. Shall I show you in? Yes, please. Absolutely. Oh, is this going to be another voice one? Oh, there's Maxima. And then it looks like some other people too. Oh,
I'm
hey,
sorry
Elise.
to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphinaud, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Yes, let's hear the news.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
I think that's the first time we've heard your voice.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphinaud?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
Yes. I know it's bad to assume, but we assume.
I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing.
Yeah, we know that already.
As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Scions.
Mm-hmm.
This shadow hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphinaud, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn.
Yeah, that's true. Well, at least she's got that sort
Tell
of
us more about these Ascian hunters.
feeling.
Who are they? And is Alphinaud still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphinaud asked to accompany them all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
So they're looking to start a war.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
Yeah, I think so.
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, Our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Okay.
Would you and Alisaie head to Doma and let Lord Hien know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphinaud too.
Well, considering he was associated with Doma, yeah. Oh god, again.
Untold sorrow must be changed.
Okay, who is this voice?
Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates.
Okay, what's this whole fascination with Gates? Is it Bill Gates? I don't know. Okay, so both of them are fine.
You heard it too.
Yeah, I had that trippy effect again.
Well, at least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I have no flippin' clue.
Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
Mm-hmm. Can we check in on Kral to make sure she's safe? I don't even know at this point if Kral is getting through these lovely experiences too or not. I don't know if that's necessarily said or dictated if she's having this trippy effect as well as alongside with Alisaie and myself. So, Alphinaud is safe, for the present at least. Now, all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. I'm actually glad Lee's tasked us with visiting Lord Hien. Better to be dashing from place to place than sitting around stewing over things we can't change. To the Enclave. Yeah, personally, if it were me, I'd be wanting to keep myself busy because otherwise, if I keep on just staying where I was, like Alisaie said, I'd be stewing in my thoughts and going into depression, and it would not be good. It would definitely not be good. So let's see as to how Hien's going to take the news. He was listed as an emissary of Doma, so this is not going to go well, I don't think. I see you have tidings for Lord Hien. May I show you in? Yes, please. And here we are. Oh, and a bunch of other people are here too. Oh, different emissaries. Okay. Oh, and Tansweet too. It's been a while since I've seen him. Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with members of our newly formed alliance. The Kojin and the Confederacy you already know, and it was your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the steppe tribes. Oh yeah, Cyrano was there as well. You've also been joined by our neighbors from Nagsha and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca. Oh! Yeah, we've heard Dalmasca mentioned here and there. Though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official introduction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose, to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. I'm glad to see that your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Yeah, now we have to pass along the news of Alphinaud. Ah! Hello and welcome to everybody else who's joining in on the stream. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to chat it up as well in the chat area. We're always happy to have new people join in on conversations and enjoy. I thank you for bringing me news of Alphinaud. His fate is never far from my thoughts, and not only because he is our emissary. As for this sudden development of Imperial forces, I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicates a massing of troops in the western provinces. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. And I would help deflect that blow. But I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall in the burn is in place. Oh yeah, they, what was it? The... shoot. Sid's group was helping with that. Garland... the Garland group was going to be helping. The all-important Allagan energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. I thought to call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from the four lords of legend, perhaps. Serious Aegis, or some such. Well, just a thought. The Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Oh, great! Have you time to attend the first test? You have seen the field which protects Alisaie firsthand. Now be interested to hear how you think ours compares. Hey, I'd be happy to go. I'm very curious. I would come too if you don't mind. Though I'm no Y'shtola, I may be able to offer some insight. Of course, the time being of the essence, it'd be best if we made directly for the burn. Yuri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the War Council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Wear the storms. Absolutely. What do we have here? Lakman, which is tenacity. No. Pepanasi. No. Imam. Ability? No. Ginger salad. I'm gonna go for the silver. Although those other dishes do sound good. They definitely do sound good. Okay, next quest. Serious Wall. We will cross the burn by Yol and Falcon as before. Join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. Oh, good. I am happy to head over there. Let me just do that right now. House of the Fierce. There we go. And puppers. Why? Because puppers are amazing. Okay, so whereabouts? Oh, this way. Yes. There we go. Give the word when you are ready to take wing. Let's head to the burn. Again, I still think the burn that happened last week was so much better. I still wonder if Magnai's feeling better or not. Because, oh my gosh, he got hit pretty hard. Shola was pretty ruthless.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand.
That they do.
Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, The time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Hopefully this will work out well and nothing will blow up in our faces. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But that looks pretty cool. A lot of the elegant stuff looks rather neat. Oh, wow.
Node 1 is
cool.
operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
Do we get to see it? Or is it invisible? Oh no, it isn't invisible. Oh, cool. I was hoping we were going to have some sort of visual representation.
2,000. 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
This looks promising. Very promising. Oh, wow.
4,000. 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
Yay! That's wonderful news. Huh?
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alisaie. They can test our new wall for us.
You always look for the more positive things. Okay, so it's holding up so far. Oh, did we damage it?
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Okay. Oh, man. Somebody gonna wave the right... Wait, flag? Shadow... Oh, no.
By the gods. It's Alphinaud.
Oh, God.
What are you... Let me go! He has my brother!
Oh, jeez.
Lower the barrier.
So what, that leaves us Alisaie and myself? Oh, crap.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
But still, it hurts all the same.
No, not him too.
Crap. I wish its will exploded. The thing is, though, if it did explode, though, then we wouldn't see...
We could identify no cause and found no remedy.
We would have seen Alphinaud.
Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem.
I recognize your
It is a day for
voice.
fated reunions.
From somewhere else, though.
Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
Wait. Yeah. You're Gaius. You're Gaius von Belsar. The mask. I was thinking about it last time.
Gaius van Belsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished.
How the hell did you survive?
Stand
You
down.
blew up.
The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Belsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Yes, you indeed, Greg.
Impossible.
Yes, indeed.
There's no way you could have survived.
Yeah. How the hell did that happen?
Do you remember how it unfolded?
Yeah, I think I do.
How I was deceived by Elehayyme?
Uh-huh.
I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea.
Right, but the weapon is
The
explodey.
Eorzea used me, as he used so many others.
That's Final Fantasy
All to
villains
further
never
the
die.
restoration of his wretched god.
Yeah, they have trouble trying to commit to death
Yet
of
even
characters.
with the
I'm
might of
noticing
Alec
this.
at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least.
Mm-hmm.
A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians.
Okay. Sure. Hmm? His
The
old
Black
mask,
Wolf has shed
right.
his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge.
Somehow, Gaius returned. Yeah.
My principal quarry was to be Elehayyme,
Mm-hmm.
whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion.
So you're just going after all Ascians then? All the remaining ones? Well, I
But
know
so
of
many
two.
will remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword.
A sword of light.
Are the Scions not of like mind?
Yes.
In a single respect, perhaps.
Are you saying that we should team up?
Then I shall
Also, the
continue the
voice actor's back.
partnership the boy
Thank
began.
you. Yes, yes, yes.
And share what intelligence I have acquired.
That's what I was wondering. I was trying to remember as to where I
Among
heard
the
that
Ascians,
voice.
the Black Masked Ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know.
Mm-hmm.
Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source.
Mahabrea was the higher ranking one.
Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged
Yeah.
to the former group. And while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source. The first was Elehayyme, who plagues us no more.
Right.
There is also the white-robed Elidibus. And the
Oh, have a
elusive
safe trip
Emmet
home,
Silk,
Hiten.
about whom
See you in a
little
bit.
is known.
If you do manage to catch up with the stream.
We have files on Elehayyme and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to
Emmet
us.
Selk. Huh.
As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to
Oh.
suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified
I have a
this
thought,
interloper?
but I'll keep it till after the cutscene's over.
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets.
Hmm.
It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention.
Oh, the Black Rose.
They had been slain by Black Rose,
Yeah.
an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
I applaud you for saying so, but I
Toxic
still don't
gas.
forgive you.
This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something
Mhm.
deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours.
So how does this thing work?
Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your
Again,
fears
if it's
to
answered
rest.
in
We
another
infiltrated
quest
the production
series, I will do. I'll
and
check
destroyed
that
all
out.
existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even
Oh, good.
should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch.
Thank you for buying us time.
Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date, and authorized with the signature of one Xenosie Galvus.
So, Litibus, then. So I wanted to use
A
that
dead
gas.
man signing the death warrant for thousands.
Yeah.
It's bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
That's the other Ascian that I remember running into.
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations? Or was it the will of the Emperor?
Well, it seems like the Emperor and the Ascians are in
Which hand
cahoots.
guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
As long as you don't try to stab me in the
You
back.
saved my brother's life.
I still don't forgive him,
I'm
though.
willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
Oh, can I make that decision? You're right. These are more important matters at hand. We'll settle this another time. Yeah, you're right. There's more important matters at hand. We've got to deal with the other issues right now. We can cross swords later.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
Oh, definitely. We better meet again. I want a rematch. I still don't trust him. I still don't trust him, though.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
He's a frenemy, I think, at this point, Greg. I think of him more as a frenemy.
Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphinaud back in Dorma.
Can we, like, bring him back to where the others are? Like, all our other friends that are currently asleep? Have everybody all in one spot? Be a little bit easier, I think. Alphinaud is safely ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. I've spoken with the physician, and there are no outward signs of illness. Alphinaud is lost in a sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. It seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustration, Alisaie, I do. But Alphinaud was returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion, yours and your brother's both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made and little time to make them. To business then, my lord. And now that we know that Serious Wall works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay. Save for some who boast teleportation magics, the bulk of our force must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Algernon Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in the happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. And beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Aldernard friends will consent to any involvement in military operations, but I am certain they will afford Alphinaud a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a Trugan accompany him every ilm of the way to the Rising Stones. Okay, good, so we can have all the bodies in one spot. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. Yugiri, I will go on ahead with our friends to Alamigo. Enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we'd hoped for. Elise and the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. We've got a plan, and we'll be good to go. Meanwhile, the Black Rose Chemical Plant. Okay. But I thought everything was shut down. Or they were put behind schedule. Yeah, I thought Gaius shut all this down.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
Oh my god.
See that you do.
Well, we knew it was gonna come because Gaius said so. Oh, you.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention.
No, he didn't. That's the reason why he shut it down.
A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
Ugh.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you. Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
You're snarky. Are you gonna shoot him again? Wait, that didn't work.
A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect.
What, to bring about another rejoining?
Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
And what are you going to do? The way that he saw
Well, you do what, precisely?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
Cause chaos and be arseholes?
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The
edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Yeah, and they're going to try to institute a second civil war.
Are you truly so naive?
Huh?
You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
You wanted it that way. Yeah.
Well,
Why?
of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed.
What the flip? I'm expecting Solace to be shot again.
If you have no further questions, I must be on my way.
But that doesn't really do anything, though.
Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome.
Oh, gosh.
You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the founding father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey?
Oh my god. This guy's really over the top.
If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise.
What, cloning? Oh.
You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
Okay, you're definitely setting in little things here and there for later on. I'm still right now thoroughly confused. Oh, I'm liking this Solace character. He's got a few screws loose, but he's amusing. Certainly amusing. What did you guys think of this new character when you first met him? Because I'm going to assume as well that you have played through this part of the expansion before. So what were your thoughts on him? What did you think about some of the things that he said? Did it make you surprised? Did it make you laugh? Did it make you angry? How did you feel? Joker vibe? Yeah, I could see that. I definitely could see the Joker vibe there. All he needed was a little bit more paint on his face and yeah, it would have worked. Now, I don't know if he's just going to continue that sort of vibe throughout, or what exactly is going to be like. Parley on the front lines. We must leave now to convene with Eorzea's leaders, and it may come to some time before I'm returned to Doma. Acro, I leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamigo forthwith. I've just received word from Elise. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in the locks, we are to report to a resistance officer station in Porta Praetoria, who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. Yes, we will not keep them waiting indeed. Theater kid vibes. Yeah, I can see that. And hello, hello. It's good to see you as well. So yeah, we've got about 20 minutes thereabouts left for stream time. So we'll see as to how much of this quest we can do. But this may be the last quest I'm able to tackle today, and the rest will have to be next week. But again, we'll see as to what we can do. Oh, there we go. There is the officer we needed. Ah, you must be the Scion party I was told to look out for. If you'll follow me, I'll take you directly to the Alliance headquarters. The company of resistance fighters, the Alliance headquarters? Yes, let's go. Let us go. Let us leave. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh. Oh, that's so cool to see all the banners for all the different nations. Oh, that is rather nice. That is rather nice indeed. Oh, we got voice scene or no?
Welcome back, you
Oh,
two.
good, we do.
Greetings,
Fantastic.
Lord here. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, were our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
Alisaie, you're gonna be okay?
We have some good news too.
Oh yeah, that's right. We need to let them know as what happened with Alphinaud.
As for the bad news,
Yeah, he's asleep along with a bunch of other Scions.
So, Alphinaud won't wake up. Gaius
Mhm.
van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it's hard. It's a lot to
Ordinarily,
take
any
in.
one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal.
In a way, I'm sort of...
Getting back to your
I'm,
report, are we
feeling
sure
the same
this
way.
Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphinaud to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it.
Well, I don't know as how we can defend against Black Rose, but against the
As
Garlean
for
invasion,
Gaius,
that's a different story,
I'm
I
not
think.
sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest.
Yeah.
Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye. I'd have to say I am.
I am too, actually.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
Oh!
The Emperor himself.
The Emperor himself.
Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
I know, but we have to go through with it, though.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Buy as much time as we can.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
God, Lise, you know how much I hate politics.
It's gonna be another boring meeting.
But then, what choice do I have?
No,
Alphinaud and the others aren't
it's just, I said very boring meeting, but the first time we had a meeting, well, I'll save
Very
it,
well.
actually.
I shall attend as the Scions representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
Crap, I can't escape from a meeting. I'll be there, or I'm not fond of politics either. Well, I definitely am not a fan of politics. Far from. But, I'll be there to support Alisaie. And since they asked so nicely...
We don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand will make all the difference.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
Sounds like a plan. Definitely sounds like a plan. Now, the reason why I was mentioning about, oh my gosh, it's a boring meeting. Funny enough, when I got to, this is like a few quests back, the one about the call. And there was the meeting with the Eorzean Alliance and the Scions. Before going in there, I was saying to one of our viewers, oh, this is going to be a long and boring meeting, and I hate meetings. Lo and behold, it wasn't a long and boring meeting, but a lot of stuff happened to it. So yeah, I just had to say, yeah, we're heading to another long and boring meeting. Yeah, it definitely sounds like suicide. I don't really like the thought about doing all this, but, well, if they ask me to help, then I'm going to be one to help them out. Well, I don't suppose it's polite to keep an emperor waiting too long. Shall we? Yes, parley with the emperor. I'm surprised it's not one of those things that says, hey, a bunch of cutscenes will be playing in sequence. I thought it would have come up like that. But apparently not. It's just interesting, like all the different seats on one side and then the one side just the emperor. Look at the shoulder pads. It will kill men.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Okay, how are we going to approach this?
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy.
Okay.
Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals.
At the Eorzean Alliance.
Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated.
Well, he's not wrong.
Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
So what is he going to come back with now?
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlean.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
It feels that...
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons.
It feels that Varys came prepared for this parlay, but the Eorzean Alliance didn't, or
hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike.
Their speaking points that well.
We may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise.
He is bringing up some various points that
you speak of peace, yet use
they
war
can't
to achieve it.
Rebuttal with
Your
too
father
much.
would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people.
Ouch.
There was a time when Garlean too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
No. What about the kobolds? And
So
the
saith the
Sahagin?
pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers.
He got you good.
I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Your
Senna,
uncompromising
please
nature
have better
rivals that of the
arguments.
Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed, some few have done just that, and
It's
now
just-
receive of the Twelve's Wood's bounty.
Yeah, he's just definitely pointing out the hypocrisy of absolutely everything.
Would that your
For all the
people
leaders.
might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
Hmm.
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
These talks are going south real fast.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here.
Thank you, Alisaie. I was not expecting you to be a voice of
Please.
reason.
If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
I know her for being like more emotional, a little bit hot-headed, but she was very
As
clear
Mistress Alisaie
this
says,
time around.
we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
We gotta find a new plan of attack. Because, yeah, this is not going well at all. Definitely not going well at all. So we have an intermission here. So we should all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Phew, this is really not my forte. After his Radiant's little performance, it was all I could do to not swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I just asked myself what Alphinaud would have done. Tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. But there's really no common ground to be found with that man. Nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? Because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have little time before the parley is due to reconvene, though. So why not try consulting our illustrious leaders? Mayhap they have some insight to share. Oh, and then... Oh! Okay, so I just need to speak to the different leaders then. Okay. I will say one thing for this Varys. He is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast in its prey. The conqueror would know his enemies. Yeah, and that's actually a good strategy to have. All should know their enemies, yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire. I'm sure Varys will be happy to tell you more. Then it's up to us to change that here and now. I'm sure Varys will be able to tell you more. You would have me to ask the Emperor himself. Well, mayhap there is some wisdom in that. Welcome back, kitten. Welcome back. You just walked into the intermission for the parley. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. Not a bow! 12, have mercy. But for Lady Alisaie's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not that Emperor Varys left us a great many options. Is unconditional surrender all he will accept, do you think? Ere he arrived, I would have said yes. But having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind. Exactly. He's building up to something, I know it. How we should approach this rest of the parley. Have you anything to say, Warrior of Light? Invite Varys to explain himself, or say nothing of Xenos or the Ascians. Invite Varys to explain himself. You believe he is more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at his ease? Mayhap you are right. Thank you, Elise. Well, can't hurt to ask. And considering he was so grumpy with Solace earlier, maybe that has some. Maybe he's going to be willing to talk to us more. I don't know. This parley was never like to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something of Emperor Varys' relationship with the Ascians. As had we all. Yet, if he is in league with them, he is not to volunteer the fact, and if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we are to broach that particular subject, we would need to be subtle. Would that I knew more of the man. If you would indulge me, Lord Hien, you received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? There is no higher authority in all of Garlemald, nor in the heavens, come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of His Radiance's own person. That sounds suspiciously like a religion in itself. I share your disdain for their hypocrisy. Even if they degenerate the idea of faith, they revere their leader with the fervor others reserve for the divine. 'Tis a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us, logical on the surface perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varys to reveal something. Okay. Well, we've gotten some information. Let's see how much more we got. You've spoken with everyone, then? Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor and hope we fare better at the second attempt. Well, hopefully we'll do better the second time around. Again, welcome everyone who's joined in.
Then,
Happy to have you.
The floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
Okay, I like this plan of attack better. Definitely
I'll
much
admit
better.
your familiarity with our affairs surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
There we go. I think we piqued his interest now. Oh.
Finally, you ask the right question.
There we go. Now we're getting progress.
I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more. No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
Gosh.
What in Rhalgr's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections.
We heard a
At
little
the
bit about
instant of
this,
the
though,
great
didn't we?
sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections.
Well, we heard a little bit from the Warriors of Darkness, but I don't think as much as this, though.
Is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our
you're talking
worlds
about
must
the
be rejoined.
Yeah. Now you're talking like
That is
Massian.
the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
Well, I know they're working with the Ascians, but... Or that it was founded by Ascians. It's still...
A rejoining
so
of worlds.
blunt.
I have heard this tale of the source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Now, is it gonna say what
Emperor Varys,
is actually
do not
going
trust
on?
in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
Oh, it's worse, Emmerich. It's worse. It's so much worse.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
Mic drop. Meeting's over. Everybody's minds are blown. Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters when the prize is true and lasting peace?
How is the Alliance going to respond to all this? Well, obviously, yeah, we gotta go to war, but just to say, what the hell? Your prize is a lie, your master's demons, or I will stop you and the Ascians, no matter the cost. I like both these answers, though. I really like both these answers. I will stop you and the Ascians, no matter the cost.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence.
Gosh, no.
Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard.
Not the one of Garlemald.
An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own
Oh my gosh,
fate.
he's lost it. He's lost the plot.
I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
Talk's over. Let's stop.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
All those deaths.
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Yeah.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
Yeah, guys, we missed the cue. We should have stood up earlier.
What is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together, that we might take fate into our own hands.
Man drink Kool-Aid too deeply. Yeah, I agree, Holo. I agree.
Into your hands, perhaps.
The Warriors of Darkness.
But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
There's like too much death.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Isn't even possible, though. But still, I don't want all this death and destruction. He's definitely drank the Kool-Aid. That's these talks are over.
The words of Garlemald's ruler. The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another.
Exactly. We all help each other out.
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
Yes.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
Oh, hell yeah. I cannot condone such a loss of life. We can defeat the Ascians as we are. I have to go with the first one. I cannot condone such a loss of life. No. Yes. We all nod together.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages.
Oh, you asshat.
This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting.
Yep.
It will not be at the negotiating table.
We're going to war. Well, I think we all knew that it was coming to that point, that we weren't going to be able to solve it with the parlay, and that the parlay essentially was going to be just buying time. But still, all the same. All the same. And holy crap, I didn't realize what time it was. I came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So as worrying as our little chat with the Emperor was, it did buy enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive. Good, because that was the main thing we wanted. Rooibos tea, salmon muffin. Shakshuka. Ooh, I like shakshuka. I'm going to have shakshuka. I haven't made shakshuka in a long time, too. I should do that sometime. Okay. Yeah, so unfortunately, though, we're going to have to end things here because that is pretty much all the time that I have today. I don't, unfortunately, I won't be able to stream the rest of it. But what we'll do next week is we will finish up this part, and based on what some of the folks have mentioned, we don't have that much time left until Shadowbringers. So what we'll do is we'll finish up the rest of the quests for this expansion next week. And then the following week, we will get started with Shadowbringers. Now, I did allude to this earlier on in the stream, but I do want to try something, make some changes in order to prepare for Shadowbringers. So I just need to do some tests and do some other things on my end just to make sure the ideas that I have will actually work well. Because I just want to make sure everybody has a good experience. So what I'll do is I'll put a note in the community area just to let you guys know as to what's happening with that, so that nobody's really caught off guard, and just trying to manage the expectations accordingly. But that being said, thank you guys so much for popping by today. I do appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to finishing off Stormblood next week. It sounds like it's going to be a wild ride, and we're going to war, apparently. So we'll see as to how well we do in taking care of the Empire. So in regards to other news, Persona videos will be going back out as per usual tomorrow, which is fine. And next week as well, we're getting back to Trails to Azure. If you do have additional questions that you want to put in for the Q&A, because I am working on a QA video just to celebrate hitting that 500 subscriber mark, please feel free to do so in the community area. I do have a thread there. And I'm hoping to have that up and available sometime soon. I'm thinking probably sometime next week, so we can do that. But again, thank you guys so much for coming by today. I do appreciate it. I hope you'll join me next week when we do finish up Stormblood. Again, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you then. Bye. Have a great weekend.